So here's the story behind the bagpipes. So this one time, a couple days ago, was it yesterday? I got to Nova Scotia, and I had written it down 3 times. What are the chances I'm going to get to see bagpipes? So when I got to Nova Scotia, I was, already wishing for bagpipes. So I decided to pull in. Canada in general is really great. Nova Scotia rocks at information centers, like little question mark places where you go and ask for help or guidance and advice and shit like to do. And anyways, so I walked into the information center, and there's like a big kiosk, because it's like really big, because it's like the entry to Nova Scotia. There's not many of them. It's an island type of thing. So I get the guy in the kilt. Yeah, there's only one dude in a kilt, the whole shebang. And, everybody else is just like dressed for like, an information booth place, blouses and stuff. I was like, whoa. So my eyes are already popping, like Rose and I are just like, blah. And so anyways, we get the advice that I needed to understand where I was, because nothing is really planned. And so I says to him, I'm gonna ask you a stupid question, because I'm a tourist, I'm allowed. And I says, I don't want to be too cheesy or even like stereotypical, but what are the chances of me seeing bagpipes in the next 24 hours? And he's like, pretty good actually, and names me like tons of places, and then says, I actually have some in the back. Would you like me to take them out for you? Yeah, Jacob, I would. I fucking would. I swear, waiting for him to go do his shit of like whatever prep, because he went in the back and then went back outside, and then I went outside, and like that's when I made the video of walking up, and I couldn't do too long because I'm having trouble not uploading, but what's it called? Getting electricity for my devices. They're not charging really fast, so nothing's ever really charged. Anyways, so yeah, we're like having a lot of fun. It's nice. It's very nice. And today, after we were at the ocean, it was really cool. I met a local man, older gentleman, and he actually, sometimes I wonder, like, what are people thinking when they look at me like that? And it was neat, because this older gentleman actually said right the fuck out loud what he was thinking. And right like this, he looks me up and down and says, how the fuck did you do that to your head? What's wrong with your hair? I'm in like utter curl mode because of like oceany, humidity or whatever, and water and everything. Yes, I dipped that shit in the water as soon as I could. Ooh, it's nice. And yeah, so I basically said, I put my finger in a socket when I was really young, and I've had curly hair ever since. And yeah, so we bonded, and he actually sat with us for a little while and was telling us places that, could be interesting, and giving his perception of certain things. And at one point, he's like, yeah, you don't want to camp around here, because I had the map out. You don't want to camp around here. There's a lot of wild animals. And he says, last year, a couple years ago, a woman got eaten by a coyote or a wolf. And then he realizes what he's saying, and he stops telling me the story. But yeah, I thought that was funny. And that part that he's telling me about is like the Cabot Trail, and I think it's called the Skyline. I don't know, it's apparently the most like famous thing in like Cape Breton, but I didn't like educate myself about it. There are places when I go to or go through that it's like, yeah, I have heard of these names and these places all my life for certain things. And dude, I used to watch Rick Mercer, and this hour has 22 minutes, so I'm a little bit Easterner, aren't I? Like, seriously, if you're from the East, does that consider me a little bit Easterner? Because I won't eat lobster. They had a lobster today. I ain't never seen one that big. Obviously, I don't live near the ocean. I have not seen many lobsters in my life, but still, like in movies and stuff, I have not. Yeah, that was really cool. What else? Trying to make a little campfire. What would I be babbling about? What have Lily Rose and I seen or done? Yeah, this one sign said Eve was here, or Eve is here, but it turns out it was ew or you, I don't know, EWE. It's like what they call sheep around here, or their type of sheep. Not sure. I haven't asked too many people about it yet. I get overwhelmed and ask about other things than the sheep, but that sign was really stood out for me today. What else? What else? What else? I'm all tongue-tied. I haven't made like a me talking video in a long fucking time, eh? I don't know. There's like so much. It's all flashing through my head, but I just don't have like the. It's really cool. The energy of the East Coast in general, and it's very informally authentic. The kindness is very refreshing. I'm Canadian, eh? So we always have that. Even like where I used to live, like there's times where if you want to pull in somewhere, like people are like saying like, no, you go, giving, you know, the hand, like you go, and letting you in. So like I'm used to that kindness stuff, and you know, we don't fight over things in stores. Like Black Friday was a urban legend myth to me. I didn't think that was real until I saw a video. Thanks YouTube, you like fucking had to prove that that was real to me. Anyways, I digress. I haven't digressed in a long time, eh? What was I gonna say? See the moon? Yeah, tonight's campground night. Oh yeah, so the story behind the other video of us on the escarpment place and the kindness of strangers. And yeah, I digressed, but I'm back on track of the kindness of strangers. So yeah, this one time last night, I was fucking so tired after driving, and then yes, there's road signage, but you don't really know how big a town is till you get to it. Like, there's always something, but there's not always something. Anyways, so I was looking for a place to either like pop a tent or to pay if I had to, depends, right? Oh yeah, when I got to Nova Scotia and Cape Breton, I asked about free camping, and when Cape Breton, you know what the girl says to me? She's like, I didn't tell you this, but pretty much pitch a tent wherever you want, just leave if they ask you to. That's how like it is around here. I was like, wow, okay. Anyways, fuck, I digressed again. Squirreling. Because I'm half listening, like, if... Yeah, it's different. So yeah, I pulled into a wharf, like a harbor place, thinking, like, even if I don't find anything, I get to see the lighthouse, and... Anyway, it's really cool, like, it's amazing. It's like being in a movie set. It is a movie set. It's my movie set. It's really nice. And so there's locals sitting in a boat, and you know, you can tell people who like live here, they have a fucking boat, right? Anyways, and so I says to the young girl who's like basically in a bathing suit and like her t-shirt, and you could tell she spent the day, and they had so much fun there. Everybody's laughing. So I was like, hey, you're local, right? And she's like, well, yeah. And so I said, okay, do you know anything about any campgrounds around here? And my phone was not connecting to give me like what I needed of information. And then driving around looking for it, I ended up at the wharf. Anyway, so long story short, there was about 10 to 15 people, I don't know, who had spent the day on their boats, whatever. And the one lady called the campground for me, was asking about the price, and then I don't know, the patriarch of the whole group basically says, like, why don't you come sleep in our yard? Unless you're looking for something really fancy, you're gonna have, you know, this type of view. And I was like, whoa, really? It was really nice. You saw the view, a bit of it. Yeah, my pitching of tent skills are epic. I don't know what the winds were at, but they were hitting the tent like a motherfucker. On an escarpment. It was neat. The wind blowy feeling of a tent. Yeah. It's nice. Anyways, I'm gonna be done. I need to chill. Yeah, I'm not really listening to a lot of shit, but if you think like, oh, she's not looking at me anymore, yeah, I'm not. I don't have a lot of Wi-Fi or data and stuff. I'm just peeking in when I do peek in. But if I say I'm bringing you with me, I am. Open your fields. I mean it when I say that. And our sinks should be meshed enough to actually feel that on your end, because it's legit on mine. So if I say I'm sending you something, I really am. Look for it. If I say I'm bringing you with me, and if I have the image of it, be ready to receive it. And that's your choice. I mean, like, you know what I mean? But if you say you want it, then receive it. Yeah. Good night.